Welcome to this how to make a how-to video. I've had quite a lot of people that have been messaging me over the last few weeks asking how they can make content and engage with their customers, their clients, or generally an online audience. So this is a video that's really about basic techniques for you to get started and get creating using what you probably already have in your house or things that you can find cheaply and easily online. So the first thing I would say, obviously, is plan your video. Write yourself down a little script, or at the very least, bullet points of what it is that you want to say. It will make the process easier. The second thing you want to do after you've planned your script is write down a shot list of exactly what it is you want to film and the imagery that you want to show during your video, and we call this B-roll or cutaways. So for example, I might be telling you that I have a sausage dog called Kevin Bacon, and I'll want to show you imagery of Kevin Bacon because he's super cute. Okay, so first things first, what do you film your video on? Surprise, surprise, I'm going to suggest something you've probably already got in your hand, and that, of course, is your mobile phone. Your mobile phone is a great tool to use. It has some cool features like time-lapse mode and slow motion. The inbuilt audio isn't so bad, and apart from anything, it's easy and it's right there, and you probably all know how to use it. Some of you may have a GoPro at home. I have here the Hero Max. Now, the Hero Max is cool because it does things like 360 as well as time-lapsing. What I would say about a GoPro is make sure you don't have it set to super view, because that can make you look a little bit weird with the fishbowl effect. Set your field of view to narrow or linear, and that will give you a much more natural framing for doing any pieces to camera. The second thing I would say is make sure that you are framing it right. So you're not sort of looking down here, you're not looking up there unless you particularly want to, and you don't have too much headroom, or like too little headroom. This is fun. Also, the great thing about a GoPro is you often have these little selfie sticks and they're really stable. So these are great for when you want to demonstrate something and you're on the move. And the inbuilt audio on GoPros isn't too bad either, but I'll talk you through audio a little bit later on. Okay, now some of you at home may have yourself a photography camera. This here is my OMD EM1 Mark II. Now, my favorite thing about this camera is the monitor flips out. So if you're pointing it at yourself, you can see yourself, keep an eye on what you're filming, what your background looks like. You can obviously zoom in, zoom out. And generally, the great thing about a camera like this, if you do have one, is give it a go, because your content and your footage will just look that bit higher value and higher quality. So yeah, if you've got a photography camera at home, don't be afraid to use it. Don't be afraid to give it a go. Now, whichever camera you decide to use, the most important thing that I would say to you is lighting. Make sure you're in the brightest room in your house and that you have the natural light streaming in on your face. Use natural light if you can, because inside light can kind of make you go weird colors. I'm going to demonstrate now why you need to have the light on your face and not have the light behind you. So using my phone, I'm going to show you this. As you can see, the light on my face, pretty nice, pretty even. You can see things behind me. As soon as I turn it around, you will see that the background becomes super overexposed and the camera's working really, really hard to expose and show you my face. So simplest thing to do is make sure, and you'll see as soon as I turn around, that you're facing the light, because that will give the nicest quality of image. I've already mentioned that your iPhone and your GoPro and your photography camera, they've all got pretty decent inbuilt mics. You'll be able to hear what you're saying. But if you do want to up the quality level a little bit more, I here have, as you'll see, my fluffy friend. This is my lapel mic. This is a wireless Rode microphone, which is stuffed into my pocket. And this will set you back about £200. So I would say maybe don't bother if you don't want to spend that much money. There are a couple of other options. So what you can do instead is purchase one of these. Now, this is a lapel mic that just connects directly to your phone or your camera, and it just means it'll give you a closer, clearer, crisper sound. What you don't want to do though is use one of these if you're going to be demonstrating a lot. If you then start moving around, you're just going to get yourself in all sorts of chaos. You can get yourself a top mic. Again, you can order this on Amazon. I can't remember how much it was, but it definitely wasn't 200 quid. So you can connect that to your camera, and it's directional. So it'll pick up just a bit more sound and a bit clearer sound depending on what it's pointing at. So make sure it's pointing at you. What you might want to invest in is this. This is a GorillaPod and they're pretty cheap. Again, you can get something like this on Amazon. So those are the absolute basic things that you probably have or that you could purchase in order to make your own how-to videos. Now, one thing that some people might like to do, and you'll see this a lot on YouTube, is narrate their video. So that just means you might want to be demonstrating a lot. And as we've discussed, cabled microphones are not good for demonstrating. You might want to use a voiceover to describe what it is that you're doing, in which case I would suggest just grab your mobile phone, open up your voice memos or whatever your equivalent is and record using that. Just make sure that you don't have your phone too close to your mouth because that distorts the audio. So keep it, I'd say, this distance apart, whatever that is, a foot. It's not even a foot, is it? I don't know. And just make sure that you are clear and concise, and you can stop and start this way, which makes it a lot less nerve-wracking than having to sort of deliver everything to camera, which can be a bit scary, just saying. Now, obviously, to do those things, we need to talk a little bit about editing. So what I would say to you first and foremost is go and download Adobe Creative Cloud and get yourself a 7-day free trial. Download Premiere Rush. This is a really simple bit of software that basically you can edit on your phone. So if you're recording with your phone, on your phone, you can upload and do everything from your phone. If you want to do slightly more complicated stuff, then you probably want to download it onto your laptop or MacBook. Adobe Premiere Rush has some really good and really easy to understand tutorials online, and it's a great place to get you started on editing. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you got something out of it, and all I really want you to get out of it is the fact that you can make content yourself from the comfort of your own home. So give it a try, and if there's anything really specific that you want to know, then just drop me a message, and good luck.